everybody. Dennis Prager. Yeah, indeed. The Pain-Free Studio travels with me. It's an amazing thing. Actually, it is true. Relief Factor does travel with me. Hi, everybody. Hello from Chicago. There's a new meaning to the word humid, but it's not a new meaning. It's if you've left the West Coast. West Coast of the United States is one of the only places in the world that does not have excessive humidity, or a great deal of humidity. If California had normal weather, given what the left has done to California, the quality of life being so profoundly affected negatively, there would be a massive exodus. Weather keeps more people in California than anything else. A lot of luck that the left has in that regard. Okay, I welcome you to the show. I want to remind you I'm here for Cigar Night, which I believe is sold out, but any of you anywhere in the world can watch it live streamed with my colleagues here at the station, and Dan Proft and Sean Thompson. So it's a terrific evening. Just go to salemnow.com. You can watch the event on your mobile device, computer, smart TV, anything else. And it's at salemnow.com, $14.99, all fees included. And now I welcome you to the program. Now, if this call is for real, I want to take it. I say if it's for real because it's pretty dramatic if it's true, and I don't usually begin an hour with a call, but I will. Huma in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Hello.
Hello, Dennis. Can you hear me?
Very clearly.
Okay, Dennis. I can express I'm so honored and grateful to speak to you. You are my light in the darkness, and you have changed my life completely. I wanted to tell you my story a little bit because I was born and raised as a Muslim. I was living in Pakistan. I was born there. And I moved to France when I was 11 years old with my family. And over there, I nearly turned as an atheist and socialist. And, France being France, I almost turned as a French. So what made me love America and being conservative and get to know you is when my husband, when I got married, my husband opened his own company in France, and we found out how it was difficult because the government was taking out all our money. And then I started to be interested in conservative media, and I found out about Prager and you. And you have also made me come closer to God because I've been reading all your books, and my life has just changed. And I wanted to thank you for doing all that you do, and I wanted to share my story with you. And now I've been in the United States for a year and a half. Now I've moved here. I've made my dream come true.
Well, that's the reason that I do everything I do, is to touch people like you. I want to tell you something I say to anybody who says I've changed their life, that you are 50% responsible. There are people who hear everything I say or read everything I write, and there is no effect. So please take half the credit. And,
thank you.
It's not even a compliment. It's just a fact. There's something in you that wants to follow truth and reason and goodness, and that's all you need to do. That's all. Yes,
I've always tried to follow, try to be free, as free as I could, because living in a Muslim country in Pakistan is not easy to be free. It's not a value over there, and in France it's not a value. I always strive to be free, and that's something that made me want to come to the U.S. as well. But it's sad to see all that's happening right now. But
yes.
I still think that it's the best hope we have.
Well, that's why I wrote The Last Best Hope. Well, you made my day, and I'm always torn on advocating that people read, for example, my books, The Rational Bible, because every author wants you to read their book, so why would this be any different? Right? Makes perfect sense. People are cynical a little bit. But it will change your life. That's right. And a life without God can be certainly, it can be a moral life. There are moral atheists and agnostics and secularists. But ultimately, the roots of morality in the West are biblical. And when the roots are removed, the trees will wither. So they're called the Rational Bible. I hope we meet one day, Huma. Look at that. She should write her autobiography from Pakistan to France to South Carolina. France is sort of the opposite of Pakistan. France doesn't believe in freedom much, although some do. There were more demonstrations in France against the lockdown than in the United States. They did, after all, publish the Charlie Hebdo. Charlie Hebdo did publish the Muhammad cartoons. No American media did. But in general, they have not valued freedom since the French Revolution. That's why they gave America the Statue of Liberty. They didn't keep it for themselves. I would like you to hear a truly moral idiot, and Stephen Colbert. When the term moral idiot was devised, I don't know if he was born yet, but if the term had not been devised, his birth would have, or his adulthood would have seen the need for the term. So listen to him a couple of nights ago.
Ending U.S. military involvement in Afghanistan now was the right decision. American troops cannot and should not be fighting in a war and dying in a war that Afghan forces are not willing to fight for themselves.
He's right. We've had troops there for 20 years. They fought. They sacrificed. Their families sacrificed so that we wouldn't have a terrorist attack in America planned in a foreign country. Why should our soldiers be fighting radicals in a civil war in Afghanistan? We've got our own on Capitol Hill. Then Biden pointed out.
There you go. Why fight terrorists abroad when we have terrorists at home in our capital?
Why should our soldiers be fighting radicals in a civil war in Afghanistan? We've got our own on Capitol Hill. Then Biden.
It is an interesting question to me to which I have no answer. Does he believe what he said? My general thinking is that they have convinced them that men give birth, that there was an insurrection on January 6th. I mean, the term has been used so often. It was jolting in the beginning because it was such a lie. It was such an overstated thing about basically a two-bit riot, people posing in Nancy Pelosi's chair. I mean, we're not talking about the attempt to overthrow the American government, which was done in the state of Washington, the state of Oregon. I mean, real deal. I mean, the actual usurpation of government authority by left-wing terrorists. That is a fact. Anyway, this is what late-night comedy, which was once there to unite Americans and give them some joy at the end of a difficult day. That's what has happened to it. Stephen Colbert is a perfect example. Nothing is not politicized. Nothing. Literally nothing, right? And I want you to hear, to uplift you, when we come back, I will put her on, a nurse testifying. Where did she testify? In the San Diego Board of Supervisors? Mm-hmm. If you're a healthcare worker in San Diego and you don't get vaccinated, you get fired. So a nurse, an articulate nurse, spoke out against that. People are not free to do what they want with their own bodies. This was a line used to defend abortion. It was never meant seriously. No left-wing lines are meant seriously. They're meant tactically